Alright, so the Poco F8 series is now official here in the Philippines and of course, globally. So tara, pag-usapan natin. Sa totoo lang, hindi ko ine-expect guys na ilo-launch ito bago matapos yung taon, agad-agad. If you remember it, it was March of this year lang din na na-launch yung Poco F7 series. So, syempre, akala ko yung predecessor launch also at around that time next year. Pero alam niyo naman pagdating sa mga ganitong brands, especially sa ganitong price point, medyo mabilis yung turnover nila sa paglabas ng bagong smartphone. Mapa Poco, Xiaomi, even Oppo, Vivo, Transsion brands, ayan, ganyan sila madalas mag-launch. Nung nilabas yung F7 Ultra, which is also what we talked about doon sa previous video natin, ang pagkakaalala ko, around 37,000 pesos yung price nun. Tapos nag-early bird pa sila, nabawasan pa yon. So masasabi mo talaga na value for money, especially doon sa specs niya at lalong-lalo na kung hardcore gaming ka. Or kayo, mali. Lalong-lalo na itong F8 Ultra, being Xiaomi's first smartphone na malo-launch globally na merong Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Although I know may Xiaomi 17 Pro Max, papangunahan ko na kayo, again, launch globally. Hindi kasi na-launch yun globally, so it's not counted to what I'm saying. Magstay din kayo until the very end because the F8 Pro is up for a giveaway. Mechanics, mamaya ko sasabihin. Una natin buksan itong F8 Ultra. And yung colorway na meron ako is in black. Type-C to Type-A cable. We have the case. And yup, very similar with how the case of the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max looks like even with iPhones because ganito na rin yung layout nila ngayon. Paperwork, may panundot din dito. At yung phone mismo. Alright, so I know you are looking for a power brick because wala dito. This is because the units I have are Euro version, pero yung mga ilalabas officially in the Philippines, the retail units, meron pong kasamang power brick, okay? Well, technically, retail unit din naman to, pero again, Euro version. Kaya rin kung mapapansin nyo yung box natin, umpisa pa lang, manipis. Next is the Poco F8 Pro. This comes in a more fun colorway, which is in blue. Actually, 8 Elite din to, which is the processor used on the F7 Ultra previously. And this is how the blue looks like. And by the way, this video is not a full review. It's unboxing, impressions, and camera test. Wala ring power brick, pero ito yung itsura ng case niya. Also comes in black. Ayan. Okay, unahin natin pag-usapan yung display nitong F8 Ultra. Sa pagkakalam ko, very similar yung specs na meron nito doon sa F7 Ultra. It's the same AMOLED screen with 1440 by 3200 pixels resolution. The only difference is the size. Lumaki po siya from 6.67 inches to a now 6.72 inches. Which is also ramdam na ramdam kasi lumaki din yung phone talaga. Yung mga usual typical specs na meron yung F7 Ultra was retained here, which is Poco Shield Glass, Dolby Vision, HDR10+, and of course, the 20:9 aspect ratio. And ito rin ang main difference na meron yung F8 Pro dito sa F8 Ultra. If you will see it closely, ayan, ang tangkad ng F8 Ultra. So if you are into bigger phones, this won't be an issue for you. And this is also how it compares to the iPhone 17 Pro. Tingnan nyo. Yun lang talaga guys, I didn't get my hands on it. Ang ganda ng denim blue upon seeing it on pictures. In person, hindi ko alam if it really is denim or talagang parang kakulay lang kasi magkaiba yun. But yes, two options kayo for the Ultra. We have the black and that denim blue. Aside from the bigger size, if you will notice sa design niya, we now have here a speaker that is sound by Bose. Audio brands collaborating with smartphone brands is not really new. Meron tayong JBL, Harman Kardon if you remember, AKG dati, meron din ganyan. So hindi to bago, but it is a nice touch. If you will hear guys yung audio quality na produced by this F8 Ultra, in fairness naman, it's not just good, it is loud. Magpi-play ako ng trailer, which is the Stranger Things.
It's a bit insane. What could go wrong?
Grabe.
I think we should find out.
The bass is really there in fairness, and I think this is something na hindi lang gamers yung ma-enjoy to, but also those who really love to binge watch. A lot of people use earphones dahil hindi ganun kaganda, ka-reliable yung mga speakers na meron yung mga smartphones these days. Lalong-lalo na if hindi naman flagship phone. But the fact that they collaborated with Bose. Alright, so let's talk battery. I know it is not a very chunky device, but they did a huge upgrade, surprisingly, which is from 5,300 to a now 6,500 milliamp hour. That is a huge step. We did try to drain this Poco F8 Ultra to be able to do the charging test. Kailangan syempre sobrang patay niya, sobrang low bat, 0%. Pero nahirapan kami in fairness to drain it. I'm actually going to the global launch of this phone in Bali, Indonesia, and until now, unsuccessful pa rin kami to drain it. Maiksi pa lang kasi yung time na meron ako with these phones, so I would say na natagalan ako doon sa pagdidrain, which only shows how good and reliable the battery is. Now, when it comes naman sa battery ng F8 Pro, actually guys, exactly it's 6,210 milliamp hour, and that is still really good. I have yet to test this phone kasi hindi naman ako dito nag-focus again sa Ultra talaga. So sabihin ko lang din yung konting differences nitong dalawa para alam nyo. At the same time, the F8 Pro is still sound by Bose, but wala siya nung rear speaker na meron itong Ultra. What's good is stereo speakers pa rin naman siya guys. Meron dito at meron din sa ilalim. Nakalimutan kong sabihin sa design, ang laking pivot ng ginawa ni Poco because this is how the previous Poco looks like. Again, the one that is launched nung March. Ang layo sa design na meron itong phone na to ngayon. Hindi mo nga akalain na galing sila sa isang same series. So yun lang naman yung gusto kong i-point out. Wala masyadong identity yung Poco when it comes to design. Pero alam ko namang sa karamihan ng Poco users, hindi naman to importante. Now let's talk cameras. Again, I did mention this is a camera test. We also previously got a triple camera setup pero hindi similar to what we have now. Last year, we used to have a 50 megapixels main camera, a 50 megapixels telephoto, and a 32 megapixels ultra-wide lens. Ngayon, it's a trifecta of 50 megapixels. Tatlong 50 na yung meron tayo, which is good. Sa pagkakaalam ko din, na-improve yung software or yung sensor na ginamit sa main camera. To set your expectations, si Poco naman guys, alam nyo, very upfront sila when it comes to what the camera capability is. It's always been about performance first before anything else. Now, let's open the camera app. Actually guys, when you swipe up, here we can access more settings like slow motion, time-lapse, long exposure, and panorama. We have a total of 5 focal lengths na nakalabas na agad dito, but if you want to zoom in more, the maximum digital zoom is up to 100 times. On the right, we have here, of course, the filter options. We have cinematic, gold vibes, freehand, and a lot more. And of course, nasa kaliwa nun yung beautify option niya. On top, we have an access to a lot more settings like HDR, super macro, the option to change your aspect ratio, changing your photo resolution. Don't forget to maximize your cameras by changing this. You can go all the way up to 50 megapixels guys when shooting for a telephoto shot, which is the 5x focal length, ultra-wide, which is 0.7. Medyo disappointed lang ako sa part na to kasi 0.7 lang yung capability ng ultra-wide niya, so it's not really that wide. If you are used to what the iPhones can give you, which is 0.5, ayun guys, 0.5 yung iPhones, yung Poco F8 Ultra is 0.7. In addition, we are also getting an 8K 30 FPS. Ang pagkakaalala ko guys, dati 8K 24 FPS yung F7 Ultra. And then for 4K reso, we have 30 and 60 FPS. Personally, the camera interface doesn't really change much. So kung sanay ka with Xiaomi and Poco phones, you'll pretty much know the way around. And then, out of the box, this phone is already Android 16. Android 15 yung F7 Ultra when it first came out earlier this year. There is still a few bloatware, but nowhere as much guys in the past years. Easily uninstallable din naman yung ibang applications. I'm not sure guys if this year Poco will still deliver 4 years of OS updates or mas lalakihan pa nila to because hindi naman nila to sinabi as of now. Feeling ko sa launch globally na pupuntahan natin, sasabihin nila yon. Hopefully maging 5 or 6 years na. Para kahit pa paano makakasabay siya with other brands. Lastly, pag-usapan natin yung chipset na meron siya. this is not the first phone I have na merong Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. I actually have here the OnePlus 15 na meron din ganong chipset. So, pangalawa na to na magkakaroon ako. Technically, pangatlo kasi meron din akong Xiaomi 17 Pro Max here in the studio. But, let's not count that kasi hindi naman yan lumabas globally. Now, yung variant naman ng Ultra na meron ako has a 16GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. Yung F8 Pro ko naman, 12GB of RAM pero same storage which is 512GB. Itong F8 Ultra, bukod dun sa Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 na meron siya, it also has a dedicated graphic boost chipset which is called the Vision Boost T8, which gives a better resolution, a smarter frame rate, and a gaming HDR. I noticed may konting overheating during extended gaming sessions. Konti lang naman, di ko masasabing sobrang uminit siya. Not to a point that uncomfortable na siyang hawakan. I think the plus side here is mas naging better yung gaming performance niya, mas solid din yung frame rates, which is very obvious. In short, I don't think you'll miss out on the F8 Ultra on anything. Mapa-multitasking man yan or heavy gaming. Before we fully end this video, let me guys give you muna the mechanics of the Poco F8 Pro giveaway. Honestly, very easy lang. Make sure to follow all of my social media accounts. And of course, guys, follow nyo naman yung bago naming project which is called the 10-Bit Tech. Present yan din sa Instagram, Facebook, and even YouTube. We will be sharing more tech news there, more tech reviews, short videos, but in English format. So parang channel ko lang pero mas straight English para mas maka-reach tayo ng viewers not just here in the Philippines, and hindi lang ako yung host nun but also Jason. Now, kahit hindi ko pa alam yung pricing ng F8 Ultra, I believe it will still be on the same range, hopefully. And I think this is still the most affordable way to get your hands on the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Paired pa with a really high quality display, a very reliable battery capacity, making everything about this phone really enticing. Sana lang talaga maganda yung early bird pricing dito sa atin sa Philippines. Anyway, this is again not a full review, mainly just an impressions and everything you need to know so far. Anyway, if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments, and I will be choosing the winner by December 10. A-announce namin yan on my Instagram story. Bye and good luck!